Are You Really Going to Eat That? Podcast episode 137. Hey there, I'm your host Wendy Hill and I'm a naturopathic nutritional therapist and expert in female hormone health. I specialise in helping women gain confidence and understand their bodies, allowing them to shine. I'm a huge foodie and this podcast allows me to bring you an eclectic mixture of guests where food and health is our uniting passion. So I'm joined today by the lovely Kate McCaffrey. Kate, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Pleasure. I'm really excited.
Oh, good. Me too. Me too. So I've known Kate for a little while. We've met in person a few times at some sort of local networking meetings, and I love what Kate does. So I am just going to pass straight over to you, Kate. So tell my listeners what it is you do, but also I know your story is very important. So how you got to be doing what you're doing now as well.
Okay. Hi everybody. My name's Kate, as Wendy's already said, and I got into coaching. I'm now coaching, sort of like I work as a learning and development coach, but I also work as a mindset coach to create change. And the story sort of kind of began. I've been teaching for like 20 plus years in high school and stuff, and you kind of coach anyway in a way, and you sort of with staff and with the kids and everything, you kind of have those conversations. And then I kind of went into teacher training and worked with adults again and really got into the coaching, and I was giving something back and working with them and helping them find the answers really. And that's when I picked up my level 7 coaching qualifications, that I wanted to do coaching. I want to do something more because I really I could feel it. I knew that I was comfortable with it. And, I had the experience, but I just wanted to learn a bit more. So I did my qualification.
I like what you said about the fact that kind of you're doing it anyway. It's certainly in my job, I'm not a coach, and I keep considering kind of doing some sort of coaching qualifications because you do find that you are doing it anyway, aren't you? It's kind of becomes part and parcel, like you said, sort of when I love what you said about, if people say, I can't do this, I'm like, hold on a minute, let me just... Let me talk to you exactly. Let me find out why. And although that's now your job, I hear it so often in mine is that almost a barrier where you make a suggestion to a client and, they either say, I can't do that, or they don't do it. They just go away and say yes, and then they don't do it. And I think it's that barriers that we put up that is the hardest thing to break down, isn't it?
Barriers. Normally we sort of, from a coaching side, it's that limiting belief. It's like, what's that blockage? What is it that's got in the way? And it's as a coach, it's asking those powerful questions that, is that why? What's stopping you? What's holding you back? Let's dig a bit deeper. And it's like, it's sort of saying, like, okay, so what? What's next? And it's like just sort of leading them into like really going within themselves to find those solutions. I don't give the answers. That's not my job to give the answers. It's my job to ask the questions, to make them think, to be able to dig deep and actually find those solutions for themselves, and to get that confidence as well, and have that coach as the accountability. And I just find that for me personal, it's so, like you said, it's so natural to me now. It's just what I do. I speak to people every day, through coaching.
It's powerful as well, isn't it? Because I think that often whatever that barrier is, I can't do that, I won't do that, I don't want to do it, whatever it might be. Like you said, the power of questioning underneath that is what's really important, because that isn't the problem, is it? Whatever it is, the barrier that they're putting up isn't generally the problem. It's something much deeper, isn't it? Or something different, the fear.
It's a fear, and it's usually, 9 times out of 10, it's stemmed from childhood, from something from parenting, from siblings. It could be from school, from bullying. There's something somebody said to you that's really stuck with you, and you carry that through with everything that you do, and you still believe it. It's a belief, but it's only a story. It's not real. So it's overcoming that and sort of creating something new. And like you often find somebody with that limiting belief or imposter syndrome works harder. They to overcome that, and they actually end up being more successful because they're actually really like researching it and practicing it as presentations, or anything like that. Or if it's like going out and doing your first run, or anything, it's like they work a little bit harder for it to get there.
Yeah.
And it means more to them then once they know they can start to overcome those barriers.
They can achieve it. And like you said, it's that personal conversation we have with ourselves, isn't it? Changing the rhetoric is so, so powerful. And I suppose really, if you're going to break it down to, you did an Ironman, there is, I suppose, there is no physical reason why I couldn't do an Ironman. I've just told myself that I can't and I won't. And I suppose that's turning it to perhaps an extreme, but why can't I?
Exactly. Why can't you?
With me? Why can't I? Yeah.
I still don't want to train. Oh, let's get talking one day.
Just put it out there. Don't have time for an Ironman.
The number of people have said yes, they don't have time.
It is time, isn't it? Well, that's the thing we tell ourselves, isn't it? But on a practical level, this is the thing, isn't it? Being really honest and brutal, there is no reason why I can't. And I say that is with everything, isn't it? There is no reason why you can't. It is just that thing that you tell yourself. So why did I come up with that? Stupid. So let's talk about walking, because I'm much better at that. So where we live, we live in a beautiful part of the world, gorgeous countryside. Although Kate's accent is quite different to mine, obviously we do live quite close to each other at the moment.
Yes.
And we live near Cannock Chase, which is a beautiful area of the countryside, an area of outstanding natural beauty, and miles and miles and miles of walks and stuff. So I love the fact that you have connected the walking and the talking, but it isn't just a case of the opportunity to use the beautiful countryside around you. It's much more than that, isn't it?
It is much more than that. It stemmed from when I started doing my coaching, and I got some of my male clients out, and we started walking, and just the feedback from that. But what I realized as well, just from walking, people are so much more relaxed. It's the nature just brings that awe effect. There's that dopamine release where people then actually start talking and processing, their thoughts, and I'm there and I'm listening, and before you know it, you can, I remember one situation, I don't know if you'll ever watch this, but we were talking and I asked him a question, and he's just stopped. He says, wow, he says, that was deep. I says, just keep going, just let's go. And he answered it and he went deep, but it helped for the next stage of where he was going. And I just thought, and especially for men like to walk side by side rather than sit face to face, because they can feel that they can sort of walk and do that talking, and you can have those conversations. But it's just like you get in the exercise, you get in the fresh air. It's so calming. It's a stress relief. I mean, it's just, and it's a nice way, for you to be listened to.
Yeah. It's less confrontational as well.
Less confrontational.
If you're walking side by side, you might be asking what is quite a deep question, but actually, you're not having you don't have to have the eye intensity. Yeah. And so you can kind of sort of take yourself out of it. And there is quite a lot of research actually about how it fires up the neural pathways when we're walking. Yes. So it kind of activates it. So I think there's been quite a lot of research on kind of like sort of walking meetings as well. So putting your headphones in and just having a meeting when you're actually outside. And it was quite a funny story. I was having some copywriting done, and I booked the call in because I was really busy. I'd booked the call and I was going to Birmingham, and I booked the call, and it takes me 20 minutes to walk from home to the train station. And I'd booked the call in for then and while I was on the train, because I thought it's easy. She's asking me loads of questions. It's, it's a good productive thing to do. And the train was delayed, and I didn't realize until I got on the train. And what I did while I was talking to her is I literally walked around the platform probably about 20 times while I was talking to her. And I could do that focus and just that movement was really good for me to kind of brain dump everything that was going on so she could do the copywriting. But it is that movement, isn't it, that fires everything up. I mean, if nothing else, it gets the oxygen flowing to the brain, doesn't it?
It gets the oxygen flowing. It's sort of firing the neurons up in the brain. You're sort of creating new thinking. You're coming up with like ideas that you probably wouldn't have thought about if you were sitting at a desk in an office trying to have a coaching session. And like I said, it's the oxygen. It's like the movement, and it's like that freedom to like just offload.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but when you're just walking with your partner, whether it's your kids or anything else, what you find, have you ever noticed when you walk with somebody and you're talking and they just keep talking and talking and talking, and you just think, oh, there's lots have come out with that conversation, which wasn't planned. Whereas the walk and talk coaching is the same. You just let them talk and then really listen.
Brilliant. Well, we've put all of Kate's details in the show notes. Just tell it, where do you hang out? Is it Facebook mostly? Because I know you have a group on Facebook as well.
I have actually got 2 groups. I've got my Mindsets, my growth group, where I've got a lot of members in there, and I sort of post up some sort of coaching stuff and things to think about. I pick up some themes, and then I've got sort of private group. I've got a little small group of paying members where I do a lot of learning and self-development, and we have a weekly catch up on Zoom, things like that, so we can sort of talk. You can find me on Instagram on there as well, all my stories. So I'm around on Instagram as well. I'm on LinkedIn for the business professional side of things as well, for businesses and for that side of the coaching element. So yeah, I'm a little bit everywhere.
That's good. And they're always nice pictures outside as well, so that's always good.
Yeah, I do try to put a lot of nature in and stuff, because that's what I like, and that's what I do.
That's your thing, isn't it? So that's brilliant. We'll put all those links in. Thank you so much for joining me today, Kate. That was really lovely. And I have to say, I've already been for a little walk this morning, and it's that today when we're recording this, it's super blustery outside. It's really awful weather.
Yeah.
But I always think to myself, I took the dog this morning. Actually, I was in a bit of a rush, so I couldn't do it. But every time I take him out, I always think, actually, I'm really enjoying myself. I don't want to come back.
Yeah.
I kind of think, I'll do a little 20-minute walk. And I'm like, no, let's just do a bit further. And today I couldn't. But even though it was blustery, it was really nice to be out, and it kind of set me up for the day. So I will be taking for a little post lunch, because he didn't get very far this morning. So
I took my sister out this morning, and we've had a really good talk as well.
And,
so that was lovely. Nice blustery walk. Same thing.
Yeah, it was it does set you up for the day, doesn't it? It does set you up for the day. So hopefully people are listening to this and walking at the time. But if not, get your shoes on, go outside, get for a walk.
Have a listen. Yeah,
definitely. So lovely, Kate. Thank you so much. We'll put all your links in the show notes. I'm just going to do my quick fire round now, if that's all right with you. So it's just perfect. Yeah, don't worry. No pressure. You're all right.
Okay.
So it's just a real quick fire round. So potatoes or quinoa?
I'm an Irish lass. Potatoes.
Yeah. Are you an owl or a lark?
An owl.
Are you? I'm surprised that you said that. I thought you'd be green tea or coffee?
Oh, coffee. Black.
Strong. And a book or Netflix?
Book.
Good girl. Good. And my last question for you today, always end on, what have you got for tea today? Do you know? I know you're at your sister's, so do you know what you got for tea?
Yeah, she's veggie. She's proper into all her veggie cooking and stuff. And she's got a veggie chickpea and spinach curry type with carrots and stuff. It's I've seen the recipe and I've seen the stuff. Yeah, it's dead quick. She's really good, because she's got the kids as well. She's always cooking natural, really good, really healthy, keeps the sugar away from the kids. They're all, they don't eat any rubbish. And so I come down here and know she's great.
Looks after you.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. Yeah, I'm on my way. Tell her, save me a portion. Yeah. That's brilliant, Kate. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the Are You Really Going to Eat That podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, why not share it with your family and friends? And the best way to help me get out to a wider audience would be to leave me a review. So if you just got a couple of minutes, if you popped into iTunes and just scroll down to the bottom, click 5 stars, of course, and leave me a review. That really helps our ratings. And to make sure you get every episode in your inbox on a Wednesday as it's released, remember to click subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. Tune in again next week for the latest episode.